Hey there, church family, Michael here. I've got some exciting news to share with you about our missionaries, Josh and Shannon Herndon. You might recall Josh was here about a year ago. He had that big beard and told us about his heart and his work for ministry and how they were getting ready to move to Italy. Well, I got to sit down and talk with them a few weeks ago, and they shared with me about how their transition has gone from the United States to Italy, and I want you to hear just a little bit about their work.
It's so great to see you again.
Yeah.
So I had a great time with you guys. I'm so thankful for the time that I had with your congregation. You guys were awesome. Such a great support for us. Encouragement. It was obviously very clear your love for missions, and so it's so great to come back home and feel that. Because I'll be honest, there are times when you do feel like you're kind of alone. I mean, especially when we're in countries like this and there's only one missionary family per country. It sometimes, even though we're extroverts, we like to be with people, you still kind of feel a little bit weighted down by that. And to come back and be able to share the stories is a huge encouragement to me. And to see a church like yours that's just passionate about missions, that has a focus for Faith Promise, it just helps us.
We got here September 5th to Italy. We are in our apartment in Italy with no furniture. So we have no bed still, we have no sofa, we have no lights, we have light bulbs hanging from the ceiling, and it's all just slow. So we're sleeping on the floor and we're still camping out in an empty apartment. We are still transitioning, even now.
I can tell you that each time we do it, as we get older, learning a new culture and a new language, it gets tougher. We like people, so building relationships is not a bad thing, but yeah, we're getting too old to just keep piling languages. I'm not very smart as it is. So we're still getting settled here and figuring out what ministry looks like. About 8 days after we landed, we had a work and witness team come. And that's where we really saw just how important the involvement of the international church is here in Italy. The church that they came to help, it's in a suburb of Florence called Campi Bisenzio. And in that church, they had not had any interaction with the global Church of the Nazarene since becoming a part of our church 7 years ago. And I know they've really struggled with their identity, and all of a sudden for them to find out that we're new, I had a chance to go and introduce myself the Saturday before the team arrived because we just landed as well. But to go and then all of a sudden have this group of Americans come who love them, were brothers and sisters from half a world away that they didn't know they had. The church just showed up in droves, people from that church to work with them, work beside them. And it was just great to know that they are part of a global church.
In just a few days, a team of about 20 people from churches all across the Kansas City district are going to be headed to Italy on a work and witness trip. We're going to be joining with Josh and Shannon in a town called Civitavecchia. And our very own David Thurbin and myself are going to be going on this trip. I'm excited about what God is going to be doing.
But actually, it will be a church just outside of Rome. Civitavecchia is the name of the town. So it will be in the southern part of the country, but the church there could use a lot of help. Pedro is the name of the pastor there. It's a healthy church. And
young pastor's family.
Yeah, young pastor's
just
family.
Had a baby.
Yeah. So there's a lot that we can do for the church. A lot that we're going to be doing as far as making the church look nice. There's a lot of repairs that need to happen to the building, and then also, if time permits, by the time that team arrives, I will have all of my sports equipment from Romania, which would be awesome for us to do something in the local community. The community, the church hasn't done a whole lot of outreach. And so to have a group help us, not only with the construction side, which is obviously very important, and we want the church to, we want to get the church up to a place where it looks nice, but maybe having a group come to a community that hasn't seen an outside group come and help the church would be a great way for us to teach the church how to build community in their community.
I think this team will be really exciting for them, and I think they'll be really encouraging to this young pastor's family and to the people that are there. I think it'll kind of light a fire and excite them. I think they're ready for it.
And Americans are a novelty, and so we have no problem just throwing you out into the streets and saying, do whatever you guys want to do.
But really, the personal connection is what people here really, really need. And it is so invaluable to them to just have people come from the States and share testimonies and share time with them and encourage them in their faith, because our churches are small and it can sometimes feel like we're alone, and we're not. And so just having that personal connection with people who come from Nazarene churches around the world, it really makes a big difference for the people here, and it's an extreme encouragement.
I want to invite you to join with me in prayer for the Herndons. Josh and Shannon shared how they are so grateful for this church and this congregation for their faithfulness in giving to Faith Promise, as well as Alabaster, because their ministry would not happen had it not been for the faithfulness of God's people here in the United States. Would you pray for the Herndons, and would you pray for this work and witness team that's about to leave? I want to invite you to join me in that very prayer. And together, we're introducing people to the real Jesus.